right, so welcome back, everyone. So the month of May marks Mental Health Awareness Month, a crucial period for spotlighting mental health issues. All right, so we do have in studio this morning President of the Men of Purpose organization, Mr. Robert Padier. Mr. Padier, thank you very, very much for coming this morning.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Let's speak a little bit, before we move on to the matter at hand, let's speak a little bit about the Men of Purpose organization.
Men of Purpose organization have been started in 2011. We officially got registered in 2013. It started based on the fact that a lot of young men, like myself, didn't have role models. I was fortunate to have that in my life, but my peers, I saw that they didn't. And in 2010, I wanted to do something for my community, the young men in my community. And Men of Purpose started based on the fact that a lot of young men, they are fatherless and in need of father figures, if not just a father in the home, but a mentor in their life. And that takes a man from zero to being a hero. That one person in their life to speak into their life, purpose, potential, growth in all areas of their life. And Men of Purpose is an organization that is doing that at the moment, fostering purpose and potential in young men and older men also.
Yeah. Why this particular theme this year? Focus on mental health.
In 2019, I went to Jamaica, and I was privileged to be part of a workshop called The World Needs a Father. And in that workshop, I saw where older men, that could be my father, they were crying because of the hurt that they experienced. And I was taken aback by that, because being in the men movement, I see men speak on issues that affects them. And since then, I've come back to Trinidad, and I said, you know what? We need to address not only what's happening with the man in their pocket, but in their mind. What's going on in their heart, how they are thinking. And if we could fix the mind of a man, then we could fix the life of that man. And that is where we are now channeling our energy into workshops and seminars that deals with the mind of that man to get him, as we say, correct in his thinking.
Yeah. You feel that as men, we now feel, because we did have, or we do have, a history of holding things inside, because what we are told from at a very, very young age, don't cry. What happened to you? Why you're acting like a girl? Why you're crying and getting on this way? You're supposed to man up and so on. All of these very strong messages that we have placed on the shoulders of boys and men in society. You feel we're at a stage now where men feel that there's a safe space, and they can now feel free to speak freely and to tell people what is wrong or what they are feeling. You get that feeling?
To answer your question quickly, no.
Yeah.
I don't get that feeling. That is why we are here. Because men are still being trained to think that they are stoic, like walls, without feelings. Whatever is going on inside of me, I need to keep it to myself. I will handle it for myself.
Right.
So, to express what's going on within me will not seem macho to the ordinary public. I can't go out and tell somebody, I'm sad most of the time. As a man, how could you go and tell another man?
Yeah.
I'm sad most of the time, and I'm depressed most of the time.
Just you saying that sounds strange,
It
right?
It is. So we have not reached that place to have that conversation naturally. So that's why we are now Men of Purpose. We have to do stuff intentionally to get that man to come into a safe space so that he is able to divulge what is going on within him, so that he can have breakthrough in his life.
There has to be a greater sense of sensitivity when it comes to men speaking and giving their views and concerns and and even speaking out as to what is affecting them. So there has to be greater sensitivity, right?
Yes, because...
And empathy.
Oh, of course, because as professionals who hear the information, some may seem laughable to others, but to that man who is given the information, that is a big thing that he's going through. So for that man to actually come out to speak on what's going on in his mind, in his mental health, that man had to reach the point of no return. I've reached the point where I can't speak to anybody. I am not comfortable speaking to anybody. And if I don't speak to somebody right now, I just may do something that may harm somebody and harm myself. And sadly, we take the latter. We harm ourselves.
Yeah.
Because men, although women face depression, men will take that depression to another level. The woman may attempt suicide, but sadly, Marlon, that man is successful at it. Yeah. And we are 4 times more likely to commit suicide based on the fact that we are not speaking of what's going on in the inside of us.
Yeah. How is your organization observing Mental Health Month?
Well, right now we are doing, as I said, a series of talks. I'm trying to get on as much platforms as possible. I really appreciate this opportunity to be here. And, you know, speaking to people, general public, I realize that people are in agreement that there's a mental health crisis in our country among men. Men would know that. When you speak to a man, whether that man is in the CEO office or he's picking up garbage on the street, men go through stuff that they don't speak about. And there's things that happens that we only get highlighted during this month. So I'm just taking advantage of this month.
Yeah.
I'm taking advantage of the mental health month, but we don't only deal with mental health around me. We deal with it every single month of the year.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about how people, men, can get involved in your programs.
Last year we were in Tobago. We had a great workshop, a wonderful workshop where we met with some of the men in Tobago. And I'm also the coordinator of a group called The World Needs a Father. It's an international organization. Yes. I'm the local coordinator for it. And we had a workshop in Tobago. And there were about 19 men graduated from that 3-day workshop. We do workshops. We do conferences like in June. Mm-hmm. We have a conference in June. We're going to target the Pina Rock Road area. That's like the Saturday before Father's Day. So we are looking for avenues to not only have talk shops, but a reality shop, as you say. Not just a barber shop, rum shop setting. Mm-hmm. We have professionals coming in to speak to men. And if that man needs it, we have mentors available for boys and for men so that they can get into the program and they can have people in their life, because that's important.
When you say boys, from what age?
From boys, from teenagers.
Okay.
From teenagers, yeah. Because I would really like for the education system to implement mentors in the school system from primary school level.
Yes.
Don't wait till secondary school. I know we have counselors and stuff, but what is taking place in our school system needs more than just a normal counselor session or just an after-school session for the quote-unquote bad boys who got suspended. No, we need to actually be intentional about going to the school system and speaking to these young men, because, Marlon, most of these young men are fatherless.
Yeah.
They don't have a father. If you speak to them, who is the male figure in your life? It's not anybody positive. It's probably somebody from some music video or something. It's not a man that is speaking life into that young boy. He's a boy right now. But that broken boy is going to get older and become a broken man.
Of course.
But that broken man may be a CEO or a businessman, but he's still broken. He never really faced or that part of his life. He was successful in probably education, and he got his job and he got his degree, but he's still broken.
Yeah. How do people get in contact with your organization?
We are on the platform, social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Men of Purpose, TT. Our website is www.menofpurposeTT.com. You could contact us via WhatsApp, 376-4954. We are on Twitter, as I said, Men of Purpose. So we are on the social media platforms. Our email address is menofpurpose85@gmail.com. And I would love for more men to be part of this conversation.
Yeah.
Because there are men out there that sees the need and says, you know what, I think I could be a part of this. What can I do?
Yeah.
And I would really like for that opportunity to get more men involved in this movement.
Yeah. We have about 30 seconds again, Mr. Paddy. Anything else you'd like to touch on before you leave this morning?
I would like the men who are looking right now to understand that it's not crazy for you to think that something is wrong with you. Let's get that taboo out. Let's get that mindset out. For a man to think that because I am going through something in my mind, I can't speak to it because somebody will say that he's a madman. Let's get that taboo out and know that if you really need assistance, there's assistance available. Let's reach out to somebody and don't harm yourself.
Yeah. Mr. Paddy, it's a pleasure speaking to you this morning. And thank you for the work that your organization continues to do.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Of course. All right. So we are going to a very quick break, but first we have this for you. It's an image from one of our viewers. Yeah, a lovely picture. We're coming back, everybody.
She from I don't know. Rock she waist and go low. Pick up the place like a dojo.